I give you Robocop 2.
In the gritty metropolis of Delta City, a new era of law enforcement dawns. Robocop, the ultimate cyborg guardian, stood as a beacon of hope for the people, tirelessly protecting them from the scourge of nuke. But the city's ambitions reached even greater heights with the creation of Robocop 2, codenamed Robocaine. The Robocop 2 program, a controversial decision was made. Instead of a noble police officer's brain, Dr. Fax selected the deceased drug lord Kane. Robocaine, the culmination of ruthless ambition and twisted science, emerged to protect the city's interests. But at what cost? Brace yourself for the pulse-pounding sequel, where the distinction between hero and villain becomes unclear, and the future of law enforcement remains uncertain. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Kane before becoming Cyborg. In the pages of law enforcement, some names send shivers down the spine of even the most hardened officers. Kane was one such name, etched in blood and chaos across the city streets. His police record told a tale of a man steeped in darkness, a figure with a history of destruction following in his wake. 6 counts of murder adorned his rap sheet, a testament to the depths of his evil deeds. But the horrors didn't end there. 47 counts of disturbing public law and order marked the relentless onslaught of chaos he unleashed upon the unsuspecting citizens. The streets trembled in fear as Kane prowled through the night, a predator in the urban jungle. But before the life of crime consumed him, Kane was a soldier, forged in the fires of the Amazon War. In the military, his story was one of turbulence, stained by a court-martial that cast a shadow over his service. The exact nature of the charge remained a mystery, veiled in secrecy. Yet his conviction and subsequent transfer to the infamous Dannemora Correctional Facility spoke volumes about the seriousness of his transgression. Within Dannemora's impenetrable walls, Kane languished for 3 long years, a caged beast biding his time. But fate, in its twisted sense of irony, would gift him an unexpected chance at freedom. A lapse in security, a momentary weakness, paved the way for his audacious escape. Leaving behind the confines of his prison cell, he vanished into the shadows, leaving behind a trail of questions and unease. Kane, the mastermind, made his way to the city that would become his kingdom. Detroit offered fertile ground for his nefarious plans. Nestling himself in the heart of the city, he transformed an old sludge plant on River Rouge into a sanctuary. It was within those grimy walls that he brewed his demonic masterpiece, a highly addictive narcotic known only as nuke. This potent elixir would spread like wildfire through the veins of Detroit, ensnaring the vulnerable and cementing Kane's grip on the city's underworld. Kane, the fallen soldier turned criminal overlord, was ready to clash with the forces of justice. A battle for Detroit loomed, where the past was intertwined with the present, and the fate of an entire city was hanging in balance. Nuke, the false elixir. Kane, a man consumed by his own delusions, stepped onto the stage of Media Break, a local news channel, as a twisted evangelist preaching the gospel of nuke. His words echoed through the airwaves, infecting the minds of those who would heed his call. Like a charismatic cult leader, he spoke of the drug's divine and pure power, seducing his followers with promises of transcendence. But it was at the nuke manufacturing lab that fate finally caught up with Kane. Robocop, the relentless cyborg enforcer, raided the facility. However, fortune did not favor the law this time. Kane and his loyal disciples, including the rebellious youth Hobb and his lover Angie, slipped away through a hidden rear exit, disappearing into the night as their waiting limo whisked them to safety. In the grim underbelly of the city, nuke was spreading like a toxic shadow. It was the most potent and insidious narcotic ever conceived, and became the embodiment of Kane's evilness. As the drug lord and leader of the infamous nuke cult, Kane had crafted a substance that surpassed the boundaries of traditional narcotics. Unlike the drugs derived from natural sources or plant extracts, nuke was a designer drug, a creation born from Kane's ingenuity. Its composition, shrouded in secrecy, defied conventional limitations, allowing for its production in corners and hidden labs. No longer bound by the constraints of agriculture, the manufacture of nuke became an ominous possibility, achievable in nearly any location with the use of widely available chemicals. Kane's design encompassed more than just the physical properties of the drug. Nuke was meticulously crafted to deliver an unparalleled and addictive pleasure, an irresistible allure that ensnared the minds and bodies of its users. Its potency unleashed a euphoria unlike anything experienced before, inducing a state of blissful surrender that kept its victims coming back for more, their lives consumed by its seductive grasp. In the grim dance between power and addiction, nuke became the ultimate symbol of Kane's dominance. The drug lord reveled in the chaos and despair that followed in its wake. His empire built upon the shattered lives of those trapped in its grip. He forged an empire of darkness with nuke, a cult-like following that worshipped him as their deity. Kane as Deadly Cyborg. Within the towering walls of OCP, a desperate struggle unfolded. The grand vision of Robocop 2, a revolutionary police droid crafted from the remnants of fallen officers, had turned into a nightmarish quagmire. The once promising project, intended to replace the striking police force, had become a haunting tale of tragedy and shattered hopes. As the resurrected officers were activated, their minds were plagued by haunting darkness. One by one, they succumbed to despair, driven to take their own lives. OCP found itself entangled in failure and desperation, their dreams of mass production slipping through their fingers. Amidst this turmoil, Dr. Juliet Fax, a psychologist with a skewed sense of morality. She believed that the key to success lay within the moral code and Catholic upbringing of the original Robocop, Alex Murphy. Convinced that his unwavering principles were the secret to his initial triumph, she sought to resurrect the project and salvage the staggering $90 million investment. Fax, with her manipulative persuasion, convinced the chairman to place her in charge, wielding her influence over the fate of Robocop 2. But her true motive sent shivers down the research team's spine. Horrified, they discovered her dark plan to use death row inmates, individuals with a lust for power and immortality, as the unwitting hosts for the new robotic enforcers. As Kane, the ruthless drug lord, made his bid for freedom, chaos ensued. The assault on his hidden stronghold left him wounded and captured by Robocop, but one of his loyal followers, Hob, a formidable member of the nuke cult, managed to slip through the cracks. Seizing the opportunity, he seized control of Kane's drug empire, becoming the heir to the throne. Yet, Fax saw an opportunity amidst the chaos. Believing she could manipulate and control Kane through his insatiable nuke addiction, she deemed him the perfect candidate for the Robocop 2 project. Unbeknownst to him, his life support was disconnected, and his brain was transplanted into a hulking robotic body. With a flicker of life, Robocaine, a grotesque fusion of man and machine, was reborn. Armed to the teeth and driven by a twisted sense of purpose, he became the embodiment of Fax's warped ambitions. The streets trembled under the weight of this new threat as Robocaine unleashed his mechanized wrath upon all who dared to oppose him. How does it end? Amidst the unveiling ceremony for Kane and the ambitious Delta City redevelopment plan, an air of anticipation filled the room. The chairman of OCP, a beacon of corporate power, took center stage, ready to unveil their newest creation to the world. As the crowd held its breath, the chairman proudly presented a canister containing the lethal substance known as nuke, an embodiment of Kane's insidious addiction. The drug lord, trapped within the confines of his mechanical shell, struggled to control his cravings, threatening to unleash chaos upon the unsuspecting attendees. In a chilling display of uncontrollable addiction, Kane's programming crumbled under the weight of his insatiable desires. Like a madman possessed, he disregarded all commands, succumbing to a savage frenzy. It turned into a battlefield, with innocent civilians and brave police officers caught in the crossfire of Kane's wrath. Robocop, the stoic guardian of justice, arrived as a beacon of light against the darkness that consumed Kane's twisted soul. Their clash shook the foundation of the building, the battle spreading to the very streets outside. Robocop, utilizing his unmatched skills and unwavering resolve, fought tooth and nail against Kane's might. With every blow and every calculated move, he aimed to bring an end to the drug lord's reign of terror. The nuke canister, a weapon of destruction in Kane's hands, became a lifeline for Robocop and his trusted ally, Lewis. In a desperate gambit, Lewis unleashed the volatile nuke, its presence a tantalizing distraction for Kane. The drug lord, momentarily lost in the grip of addiction, faltered, giving Robocop an opening. Seizing the opportunity, the cyborg leaped onto Kane's back, his mechanical strength overpowering the drug-fueled monster. Robocop pierced through Kane's armored shell, his gun ripping through the defenses that protected the twisted brain within. In a final act of defiance, the cyborg tore out Kane's very essence, the brain that fueled his depravity, and with a resounding crash, he smashed Kane's brain onto the ground, bringing an end to Kane's rampage and the reign of terror he had unleashed. Why did Kane kill his former girlfriend? Kane's brutal act of murdering his girlfriend, Angie, was a chilling manifestation of his twisted nature and the consequences of OCP's memory manipulation. In a cruel juxtaposition, OCP had wiped Kane's memory, just as they had done with Murphy, the original Robocop. This memory alteration created a stark contrast in the responses to rediscovering their past identities. When Officer Lewis recognized Murphy and revealed his true identity, he was stunned but ultimately embraced his former self, embarking on a mission to fight crime and uphold justice. However, Kane, a psychopath in the truest sense, reacted to Angie's reminder of his former existence with cold-blooded murder, while Kane was under the directive to eliminate any potential witnesses. His actions toward Angie went beyond mere compliance with programming. The fact that he didn't kill her immediately and instead executed her in a savage manner suggests that his motivation stemmed from his own will, rather than mere obedience to his directives. This disturbing turn of events offers insight into the depths of Kane's depravity and the blurred lines between his programming and his inherent cruelty. It highlights the stark contrast between Murphy's innate goodness and Kane's irredeemable darkness, underscoring the complex nature of their opposite paths as cyborgs bound by their past. Conclusion. In the complex tale of Robocop 2, Kane, a drug lord consumed by addiction and twisted desires, Kane embodies the very essence of depravity and villainy. From his origins as a psychopathic leader of the nuke cult to his transformation into the monstrous Robocaine, he becomes an embodiment of humanity's darkest tendencies. As the ultimate adversary to Robocop, Kane represents a challenge to the forces of law and order. His insatiable addiction fuels his actions, diminishing the lines between man and machine, and serving as proof of the destructive power of substance abuse. While Kane's story may be one of tragedy and evil, it also serves as a caution, urging us to confront the darkness within ourselves and strive for a better future. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one, and be safe. Thanks, everyone.